A true SWOT analysis is quite a bit deeper than what I see many people doing. And to get this full advantage out of the SWOT analysis, you really need to go that extra level. So let's see how that works. Hello, I'm Tom. Welcome to my channel where we talk about continuous improvement in an industrial setting. In today's video, we'll be talking about SWOT analysis. And this is a tool that you use mainly in business plans and in future strategy discussions. And of course, continuous improvement and performance excellence is a major part in how do we pave the way forward, how do we get our business ready for the future. So you might have encountered this tool already a couple of times within your organization. And what I see happening mostly, and we'll go over what is like the basic way to use it and what I would say is the real way to use afterwards. But SWOT, it just stands for strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat. And now what I often see is a diagram where people put strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. And then there is no connection. And that will be the hint for a bit later in the video. It's about the connections. But first, what are these? For those not really into SWOT yet, the strength and weakness dimension, they are about the company itself. So it's your organization or your department or maybe your product or your type of working. You can make it as big and small as you want, but this is your internal strengths and weaknesses. So you do compare them, of course, to competitors or to other departments, or you benchmark them with similar departments and processes elsewhere. But you find your relative strong points, again, relative to a benchmark with similar types of organizations or processes. What do we do really well? For companies, these might be things like we have a very skilled labor pool. They might be things like we have a number of patents that are for really good technology. And then weaknesses, the opposite of that. So what in our organization is relatively poor, and more importantly, what threatens our competitive edge. This is not the threat from outside. This is a bit like a threat from inside, but these are weaknesses that we already have. So they might be, we do not have any of the licenses or patents in-house for key technology that we really rely on. Or something like we have an aging work population and we know for sure that many people will be leaving. This is different from the opportunities and threats that come from outside of your organization or process. So what you will also see, and these are factors that affect everyone, right? So all the players in your market. Here, for instance, you can have roughly the same ideas going on, but then on a market level. Like, for instance, there is a labor shortage of skilled engineers in our greater area. That is a typical threat that you put in. Or we are, many supermarkets are opening up to vegan food products, and we happen to have them, or at least the fact itself, many supermarkets are opening up to vegan food products. There is apparently a consumer demand. That is an opportunity. You could, of course, also take the other route. Meat sales are dropping in our markets. So these are market forces. Now, if your company is strong in vegan food production, then you can imagine that this is a really nice opportunity for you. But even if your company is not per se strong, it can be an opportunity. So if it is linked to what your business is doing, and there is quite an okay assumption that you could have a benefit from what's happening, those are opportunities. And if there are market forces or environmental forces around you making that you will see problems for your current way of working coming up in the near or midterm future, those are threats. Now, the hole in the ozone layer is a threat to the whole planet, but these are not really actionable threats here, not for your company. Your local government is pushing hard on on carbon dioxide emission and putting new rules into place that limit production, well, that is a definite threat for any production company. Now, what happens now is that what too often I see people need filling in, nice strengths. We have a nice couple of strengths, then we have a number of weaknesses, and then we have a number of opportunities and a number of threats. And on purpose, I'm not filling them in here because I want to use that room for something else. And then you have an overview of your strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. So what? I mean, it's a nice analysis. Well, it's nice information gathering. It's not an analysis yet. And there is the thing. So to make sure that your so what analysis becomes a SWOT analysis, okay, that was a really bad pun, but mix this. You need to have more squares in here. What you basically do is you put your opportunities also separately on the side. Your threats go there, and then you start to combine them. So which strengths of our company can we use to maximally take advantage of the opportunities that are coming into our environment, into our market? So capture opportunities with your strength, but also which weaknesses are going to be a problem to really fish out the opportunities. And when you know this, and you know which strengths to double down on, or which weaknesses you might have to mitigate, might have to solve, or alternatively, maybe you don't directly want to do too much about the strengths and weaknesses, which opportunities you can expect to fish out, but it also means that probably your competitors who have different strengths and weaknesses will fish out the other ones. So now we are talking about where can we really do something in our business. And the same goes for threats. So which of our strengths can mitigate certain threats? Or are there threats that will kill our strengths? And alternatively, which of our weaknesses make the threat a real serious threat to our business? I mean, if we have a production plant that is fully reliant on coal energy, we know that we have very heat-intensive systems, and we are really on all the edges of what the current environmental laws allow, and there is a threat that environmental laws are getting a lot stricter, we've got to do something, right? But if we have a company that already has the strength that 80% of the operation is powered by solar, then we know that this threat will probably not really touch us as much. In fact, that strength might make a market threat into a new, almost an opportunity for our company. So in general, maybe more difficult, but we know it will be a lot more difficult on the competition than on us. And then this is how you build, where do we put our strategic focus for the future, and then we really get into some analysis. So to summarize it, when you have the nice combination of your organization's strengths with opportunities in the market or around you, this is where you can really grab those opportunities, grab market share, push your company to the next level within your surroundings. When you have weaknesses that really interact with those opportunities, you have a risk of losing out. And when you have threats coming at you, your strengths might be able to mitigate the threat, or the threat might be killing off some of your relative strengths compared to others. And when you have threats that are really on the area where your weaknesses are, that is danger for your immediate future. So you need to act to save processes, company, to save your position right now and between the rest. One thing to add to this is that not every strength will have a direct influence on each opportunity and each threat. So a big part of this analysis is also to say of the, let's limit it a little bit, but of the 3 to 5 core strengths that we have and the 3 to 5 opportunities that we see around us, maybe we only pick out again 3 or so of those combinations that we say these are really strong combinations. I mean, our strength of having 80% solar powered factories with the opportunity of the market wanting vegan alternatives to meat, it is sort of linked maybe in that it's the same type of consumer who will like both, but it's not a strong link. So that will not make it to this attention grabbing square. But if we know that we already have plant-based lines and we have this market moving further in that direction, that one gets over here. And the same goes for each of those 4 quadrants. Most of the combinations will not be very specific, very strong. Then they do not make the cut to where we want to focus. And in the end, we put here 2, maybe 3 strong combinations that in total will paint the picture of what is coming at us in the near future. It will make this SWOT analysis makes very clear again, what are we as a company, what is happening around us in market or competitors, and which things are we going to feel the most in the upcoming period. And when we know what we are going to feel in the upcoming period, then we have a very strong foundation to build our master plans, our roadmaps, to build our future strategy, and how to make sure we optimally use what we got and improve what is holding us back. So if you've really watched until this moment and you're still not bored of SWOTs, the thing to take home is don't make it a strength, weakness, opportunity, threat diagram. Make sure you get the interaction. It will make your analysis that much stronger. If you like this reminder on SWOT analysis, don't forget to hit that like button. And also tell me in the comments which other tools are you struggling with, or maybe you heard of them, but you didn't really use them yet, and you would like me to explain in a similar fashion, make a video about it. I'll be happy to do that for you. Just drop me a message. For now, I wish you the best of luck in your strategic planning, getting your organization to the next level. And as always, also remember to enjoy that improvement journey.